Hello everyone and welcome to Hill Street. Today's story is Never Sleep on New Year's Eve by Not Kelly. If you end up enjoying this story, then please leave a like. And if you enjoy hearing stories from me, please subscribe and become a resident of Hill Street and let me know how I'm doing in the comments. Now, let's get to this nightmare. Never sleep on New Year's Eve. It's something that my mother always told me. And well, I believed her for the longest time because, well, she's my mother. I always assumed that it was because she wanted me to be the runner at her New Year's party. She would invite her friends over and they would drink and play cards. I would be forced to fill glasses and refill the cheese and crackers. Then, when the clock struck midnight, everyone would leave and I would be rushed off to bed. I'm older now, moved in with some friends, and got a new job. This new job had been working me crap hours. I had to cover for all the people who quit or didn't bother showing up. That meant overtime on overtime. I, being naive, easily accepted it, even though it was killing me slowly. So, when I finally got off early on New Year's Eve, I thought that I would try and party a bit. My friends and I cracked a few beers and sat in the living room while the TV was turned to the Times Square countdown. I felt my eyes getting heavy, but I tried to bear through it. But by the time 10 p.m. rolled around, it was time for me to tap out. I stood up and announced that I was going to bed and went upstairs. I seemed to fall asleep fairly quickly and was teased with a wonderful dream. When I woke up, the house was silent and the sun was shining bright. I went downstairs and grabbed something from the fridge just to see that the living room was a hot mess. I shouted out to my roommate Lauren, but I got no response. I called out again. Nothing. She's usually up by now, since it was nearing 12 in the afternoon. I went upstairs to Lauren's room, but she wasn't there. I called out to my other roommate, Nikki, but no response from her either. When I checked her room, she was also gone. Maybe they went somewhere together. I ran outside to see if their cars were gone, but they were still there. I assumed they didn't go for a walk, considering the fact that it was the dead middle of winter, where the temperatures were reaching nearly -10. While I was outside, I noticed something. There were no cars going by. Now, I live on a fairly busy street, so I found this weird. I peeked down a bit further, but there were no cars in sight. Now, this may sound weird, but I peeked into my neighbors' houses, but there was no sight of them. All their cars were still in their driveways. I began getting paranoid at this point, so I sprinted back inside. I turned on my radio, one of my Christmas gifts, to the morning talk station. I was met by radio silence. By then, I really started panicking. I grabbed my keys and drove out in my car. I drove for miles on miles, but there were no people. Restaurants, grocery stores, even in the city there was nobody. Just silence. I finally checked my phone. The calls wouldn't ring, text wouldn't send, and most of all, the date read January 1st, 2021. I came to the conclusion that I was trapped alone in the same year, like the year had repeated itself. At first, being alone was scary. Then, it was kind of fun. I would go around exploring buildings I had never been in, sleep in 5-star hotels, walk into celebrities' mansions, and take anything I wanted from stores. But by month 3, all the non-processed food had gone bad, since there was nobody working at the stores. By month 5, the grocery stores began smelling so rancid that I had to wear a mask to enter. I've been living on canned vegetables and frozen food that I'm starting to get sick of it. I would kill to sit down and be able to eat at a restaurant again. By month 7, I began feeling so lonely. I missed everyone I ever knew, and I began going crazy. I would talk with this stuffed dog I named Brian, and we came up with a plan. We would travel to all 50 states and take a picture at all the iconic sites. By month 9, I had already completed it, and I felt this immense feeling of emptiness. I had done everything. I wondered what was going on around the world. Was there anyone trapped like me? I couldn't check since, well, I couldn't fly a plane. By month 11, I had gone so insane that I thought that maybe if I just ended it all, that I would be released from this hell. But then I paused and thought for a moment. If there was a way to get in, then there was a way to get out. After much thinking, I came to the conclusion that I had to make it to New Year's again. But then I saw them. There were these creatures. They stood over 9 foot and spoke in this deranged English kind of tongue. They were looking for someone. Me. I got the sense that I should run, so I did. It's December 21st, 2021 right now, and I'm hiding out in California. Though I can't stay for long. Those things have been following my tracks, and they're quickly catching up. I'm afraid that I won't make it to the end of the year to 2023. In case I don't, heed my warning as my mother warned me. Never sleep on New Year's Eve.